Don't fucksake me. It was you with your fucking ASMR bullshit on the fucking microphone last week. I was talking, sounded like I was using one of them African fucking languages where you make noises. Fucking hell. Hi, welcome to Trigger Warning. And tonight, we're going to be taking the totalitarian two-step. Graham, if you manage it with your fucking busyness and your tiredness, would you run the countdown, please? Hi, welcome to Trigger Warning. It's lovely to see so many of you wonderful people out there tonight. Tonight we're going to mostly talk about it's not even a creep into totalitarianism, is it? It's us running arms wide open through fields of flowers towards it. So we're going to be covering that. A lot of UK bias, but because we got some of the craziest shit going on. I'm joined tonight, of course, by Mr. Graham Booth.
Howdy, you all right?
I'm all right. You tired?
I am a bit tired. This is show 4 today. Show number 4 we're doing.
You're tired?
Yeah, I am tired, yeah.
You poor little baby.
You, during that interview, you went for 2 cigs and then you stretched out on the couch. I could see you and I was there looking at you going, how you doing? And then number 3, you were gone. Out the door, weren't you? Whee!
That was number 2.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm mixing them up the other way around.
You didn't do 3 interviews.
No, we've done 3 shows now, haven't we? Yeah. Well, I'm tired.
Did you have to sit in a chair and press a button, Graham?
Yeah. Well,
Are you all right now?
No, I had to stand up for one of them.
Oh.
So I could get my dynamism on.
Where would we be without you? Where would we be without you?
Oh, you're in a mood today.
I'm in a shocking mood today. Graham's obviously, Stephen's been recording 2 interviews and doing his show today, and Graham's had to press some buttons, and he's very fucking tired. If I wasn't here, though, you'd have been fucked, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because nothing worked when you plugged it in, did it, Graham?
The same goes your way as well.
I'm like what?
We both got it done on time as a team working together.
A team?
Yes, we both did.
I'm like the airline pilot, okay? You don't pay me for the boring bit in the middle. The takeoff and the landing, the shit that matters. And when I do that, it works.
Am I the guy that throws the baggage on then?
Basically. No, that's unfair. You're the guy that pushes the trolley around. And gives people peanuts.
Thanks, Aidan.
It's always good to know your place.
Fuck off.
Oh, poor baby. Before we start, I would like to say big thanks to accountsdirect.biz. Without them, we wouldn't keep the lights on. So if you are a small, medium business owner here in the UK, you need them as your accountant. They're very, very good. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this regardless. And they'll just sort you out. If you're in the shit, they'll help get you out of the shit and stay out of the shit. They'll do everything they can to let you concentrate on the parts of your business you should be, which is promoting it and running it. And they'll help you take care of the rest. So do go to accountsdirect.biz. One happy viewer already signed up with them and is currently deliriously the happiest he's been in his whole life, I'm sure. Even the birth of his children couldn't come close to how happy he is right now. So go to accountsdirect.biz. And don't forget to watch Stephen's show every Thursday at 7 p.m. Look for Stephen Englander on YouTube if you're into the business thing. And Graham's on there, and he gives Graham loads of shit as well, so I enjoy that. Let's say hello to a few people before we start. We got Cup of Tea, The Vapist, Last Dance. Hello, we got EW, whose horses have run off. Richie Allen's in. Richie Allen, sir. Talking about you today with Mark. I'll have to give you a bell tomorrow just for a catch-up. See how you're doing. Make sure everything's all right. Let's see who else we got. Stephen Englander's in there. We go. He says he loves Graham. He's lying. He's just saying that to get you in bed. Richie Allen says, if it wasn't for Accounts Direct, I'd be in jail. Lots to be said for the Caymans. Yeah, of course, Richie is with Accounts Direct. I wouldn't say that unless he had, because there's probably data protection or some shit. Shanty Granty, hello. Rick Kerr, Sutty's Rehab, Luke Trades. That's the guy that's happy. It's Luke Trades, the happiest he's ever been. Look at his little face. I can't see it, but I'm sure it's a beacon of happiness and joy. I think I've milked that advert for as much as I possibly can.
Ailey's just joined saying what we're talking about. Brilliant accounts, hey? Getting your tax bill down and all that.
Absolutely.
Getting
Never
out the
pay a
shit.
penny more than you have to. By law. And of course, Smoke Steve's in. And the last plug for now is Smoke Steve runs the International Pub right here on the Trigger Warning channel every Saturday night, 11 p.m. UK time, which is some other time in whatever shithole you live in that isn't the UK. Do go and hang out. Lots of people go in there, have a few drinks, have a chat, set the world to rights, or just fight amongst yourselves for a few hours. Whatever you want to do. Now, in tonight's show, in a bit, we'll open the phone lines. You can phone in, you can dial direct, or use Skype, whatever makes you happy. All the details will be down there. Now, Last Stand says, no, it's actually 10 p.m. UK time. No, I'm going to have a word with Smoke Steve now. You don't change shows on the Trigger Warning channel according to your colonial fucking time zones. Sort your shit out.
We haven't approved any of this.
No, did anyone come and ask me?
This is a British channel with British schedule.
Yeah, for British. But I pay for that fucking thing as well. I'm not having you fucking Americans telling us what time it is. Well, actually, it's 10 o'clock. If I say it's 11 o'clock, it's fucking 11 o'clock.
If you're going to do daylight savings 2 weeks after the rest of us,
it's your
you
problem.
Can fucking deal with the
Sort your fucking lives out. Sort your fucking lives out. Jesus wept. I'm actually angry now. How fucking dare they? How fucking dare they? Gonna have to have words with you, Smoke Steve, about this daylight savings bullshit. Daylight. What are you saving it for? Fucking every fat ass American rolls out of bed and goes to work at the same. It's your farmers. We shouldn't be doing this for the farmers. Gorgeous George Begonia says, Queen's knickers, you say. Kiss those knickers. Is it finally coming undone, George? Have the years finally catching up with you there, fella? Queen's knickers! Yeah, okay, George, yeah.
All those steroids stored in his marrow. It's finally getting out. His bones are thin enough.
That's it, yeah. Spud C says Smoke Steve has got well too big for his boots. I'm inclined to agree. He's been giving us advice, hasn't he, Graham?
Yeah, but you know what? I've just thought, how fun would it be to go and do a pub with him live? You know, he goes live as usual and we're there in his house. It'd be great, wouldn't it?
Well, that would be awesome.
It would be so much fun.
Smoke Steve is now sat there going, I don't want you in my fucking house.
He'd be there doing his his cocktail first.
Yeah, firing up his bong. And
yeah, us two just sat there, he's doing the weeds again.
That's illegal.
It'd be so much fun though. Especially, you know, if we get the just the right time with COVID when the flights are cheap and they're desperate. But we can actually travel.
I haven't
again.
even got a passport right now.
Oh, well,
mine expired, and I just thought, fuck it, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, my girl's expired, and she keeps saying that how we need to sort our passports out. Mine's fine.
That means you need to sort it out.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. Fuck.
This is why I refer to you as a beta male or an alpha victim.
I'm the king of the simps, Hayden.
King of the simps. Alan Reid, how you doing, fella? Hope you're well, and that's life, but not as we know it, too. And, Reggie Phonic. There we go, just firing up their bong. Perfect timing. Right, I wanted to talk tonight because, you know, we've covered lots of things over the weeks, and we've got a couple of cool guests hopefully coming up in the next few weeks. But I wanted to talk about our rush into totalitarianism. How we love it. Love it. I know we've got all those ancestors who died for our freedoms, but fuck them. Fuck them. They were stupid. Here in the UK, we're embracing, if not a new world order, then certainly an old world order. Let's start up with... I'm rolling the sleeves up here. That's a bad sign.
Oh, dear.
Let's start... I'm wearing the formal hoodie as well this evening. Scotland. You know that part up at the north of the United Kingdom, the one that wants independence so that they can join the EU. They've introduced the Scottish Hate Crime Bill. Fascinating piece of legislation. Covers everything, you know, like If you commit a hate crime at your dinner table, your child can report you. I'm sure at some point there'll be an Alexa plug-in going on so they can check on you, which is doubly terrifying because my Google Home does not seem to understand English at all. I dread to think what that thinks I'm saying, because that comes out with all manner of bullshit. But apart from that, let's have a look at it. Humza Yousaf, the member of Scottish Parliament who put this bill together, who does seem to be a man that enjoys a good blasphemy law. He says the legislation balanced protections for victims of hate crime with safeguarding freedom of expression. Now, here's the problem. Most of the things you might want to express about any of the forbidden topics will be a hate crime. Because here in the UK, we record non-hate crime incidents. Sorry, non-crime hate incidents. When Sarah Fillimore was on, she obviously spoke about this. She's fighting against it tooth and nail, where if someone reports a nasty tweet that hurt my feelings and erased my identity, it's decided that it's not a crime, but we should record it. Because obviously that's a sign that you're going to turn into a violent, terrible serial killer. And that's especially good because I like to know that the British police focus on people that might become dangerous as opposed to the people that actually are fucking dangerous. Now, a non-crime hate incident just sits on your file for a few years and is revealed if anyone does a check on you, like DBS check, enhanced security check, things like that. It comes up that you're a hateful person, though possibly not criminal, but definitely hateful. And of course, as with the Scottish bill, the damage done is decided by the person who is upset by you. Can you see where this is going? Can you get an idea? So, the severity of your transgression is entirely dependent upon the sensitivity or peevishness of the person who reports you. I don't like thinking about that very much. I'm going to be terribly... That scares the shit out of me because as someone who spends time on Twitter, I know there are people out there that fucking love being outraged and hurt. And, oh my God, the pain! The pain! You've erased me. Well, if I've erased you, why are you still tweeting at me? These people will get to decide if you're a criminal or not. Not the courts. Not even the police, who it isn't their job to decide who's a criminal, by the way. No. Some fucking blue-haired victim junkie bedwetting prick will decide whether you have committed a hate crime or not, and it will be acted upon. They've given a few assurances, but trust me, you're fucked. You are fucked. And when I mention this online, of course, Scottish nationalists descend upon me. My favourite one is, if you don't live here, why are you bothered? We're allowed to talk about things that happen away from our own home. That's why. And because it's scary that this is in the UK. This is in the UK, and you know it's going to make its fucking way down, right? We love this shit. We love it. Tell us what to do. Tell us what to say. Make us better people. Or more importantly, make people do what I want. Make people speak the way I want. Me, 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 me. All the professional victims have been handed all the power they were incapable of ever attaining for themselves. We have empowered the shit. The dregs, the worthless outrage harvesting assholes in the world, we've handed them power to stop us speaking, having opinions that don't tally with theirs, even if those opinions are distasteful. Who the fuck is anyone to tell you, check your thinking? Which reminds me, we're going to get Harry from We Are Fair Cop on pretty soon as well.
I'm really looking forward to that.
I can't wait. It's been a bit quiet because there's been a lot going on. I can't wait to speak to him in the studio. That's going to be...
That's the thing. We could do a video interview anytime, but I want him here.
Yeah, we want him here. He's very switched on, very clued up, and yeah, I can't wait to talk to him. I even know what beer he needs for the occasion, so that's good. Now, in this bill around hate crime, and by the way, later on in the show, we're going to have a serious talk about hate crime, okay? There's a new offence in this bill, because we all love a new offence. Notice I don't say new law, new offence. They've created something out of whole cloth, as if it wasn't already covered in established law, in hate crime law that is already on the books. No, we need something just that little bit more. Just give me a bit more. And the new offence is called stirring up hatred. What the fuck does that mean? What does it mean, stirring up hatred? Apparently, it's stirring up hatred on the grounds of religion, sexual orientation, age, disability, or transgender identity. Do you notice the one missing from there? Have a think. Go on. Go on. Sex. It doesn't include women, because obviously women know nothing of oppression and hate crimes and being victimized for their sex. Women know nothing about those things. Cross-dressers are more protected by women, by the hate bill. Officially, by the way. Not that's not just me throwing that out there as some, like, it's true. Cross-dressers have more protections than women. Because as we know, there is nothing more delicate and flower-like than a bloke in a dress. Those poor, poor men. There you go. Cough it up, Greg. Get out. Get out. It's fucking unreal. Not to be outdone. No. Not to be outdone. Oh, by the way, Paul McCord says, all men. We've been talking about that this evening. Don't you worry. We've not forgotten the men. In a future show, there's going to be a men's special. That's not an MRA show, but definitely a men's special. It's about time someone argued our corner, and I'll be doing that.
I'm up for a bit of man love, Hayden.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
We know.
Oh.
And I don't judge you. Oh, you did that licking thing. That's reminded me of something.
Ewan McGregor. Oh. Reminded you of what?
We were outside earlier on today.
Oh, fuck off.
This morning. This is true. You know it's true. Graham took his phone out, as you do, and there was something on his screen. This is no word of a lie. There was a smear of something on his screen. Now, what do? You might try and rub it off with that. You might even be a bit grubby and lick your fingers and rub it off, and then Graham licked his phone. He licked his phone. You don't lick phones. That's how it starts. Then you move on to the windows.
You've just been to a toilet with no soap in it, Aiden. What
I didn't piss on my hands.
Fucking touch.
I washed them underwater.
Weird. That's not washing. That's getting them wet. Don't be judging me.
Listen, dude, what's in my pants is cleaner than my hands anyway. Oh, has that spoiled your fantasy of me having dirty cock or something?
Yeah, I can't get it. I can't get there mentally if it's not dirty. It's got to be a punishment.
Licked his phone.
Yeah, I just went like that. And
no, you didn't.
No,
you didn't. No, you fucking did not.
Here we go.
You didn't just go.
Jesus Christ.
You gave it a proper, like some fucking like a special kid on a bus. Fucking, you clean that. There's window. You can do the windows. Stephen will be so fucking happy. Save money on a window cleaner. Sort your life out, Booth. For fuck's sake.
I'm really happy with my life. Thank you very much.
Oh, I don't know why.
I've just been vibrating with such anger that I've gone out of focus. The autofocus just went, no, I'm out, I'm done.
The autofocus heard what I just said.
Yeah, and just went, oh, no.
I can't even look at him anymore. So, yeah. Sorry. England. Or more correctly, England and Wales. Wales, by the way, totally lost its shit anyway. That place is fucking mental. But England and Wales, we didn't want to be beaten. Now, we haven't quite got anything to replicate the religious crime bill in Scotland. Where, by the way, under that legislation, it's looking very much like you will get longer in prison for transgressing against those rules than you would for having child porn. Straight up. That's fucking amazing. Although I notice age is a protected thing, so any Scottish people deciding to insult my boomerism on Twitter, I fucking see you. I'm going to report the shit out of them, Graham. Going to be a narc.
You know, the shit isn't going to get turned on its head until people do go mental reporting everything and just overwhelm the system. You know, you're talking about Harry and all that. That's going through the courts right now, and their argument is that this stuff isn't sustainable. And until, honestly, we all report everything that we're legally entitled to, en masse, daily, that's the only way it's going to go away, because it'll just burst it.
Oh, 100%.
At the moment, it's a nice little thing to get rid of your dankulas and all that, you know, and Tommy Robinson. Well, we'll just get rid of Tommy Robinson. It's a nice, easy, because no one likes him anyway.
Alex Jones has another one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Get shot.
But you know, you've got to defend their right to speak, because if they lose their right to speak, we lose ours as well.
Well, that's the thing.
Good people.
I had this discussion the other day. A woman said, "Cancel." Well, repeat after me, which is always the best way to start a fucking tweet. Isn't it? Repeat after me. Cancel culture doesn't exist. Now, James Dreyfus, who is a lovely guy, great guy. I mean, a really nice person. He once signed a letter to Stonewall, along with other people, not making disparaging remarks, saying, shouldn't we, fizzy drinks, shouldn't we talk about all this in a more reasonable manner? That's what that letter was. He lost the job after public outrage. He's been cancelled. She said to him, well, I'm sorry you've lost your job. It's like, yeah, that's because he's been cancelled. I don't see it that way. Of course you don't, because it's not happened to you yet. But it will. Call it what you like. And then what I hate is, well, actions have consequences. As if consequences covers it. Well, it's consequences. It's just, those are consequences, okay? It's just consequences. So in Africa, the thief that's just stolen a fucking radio and is sat on the floor, bleeding profusely, having a tyre put over his head, that tyre set on fire. Well, sorry, fellas, consequences. No, we don't have to discuss whether the consequences are fair, proper, just. Doesn't matter. They're consequences. Super straight was a consequence. Suck it up. You created that, not that 16-year-old kid. You people that tell everyone who you've got to want and who you got to fuck. You created that. I hate that saying, Graham. Consequences. Well, they're consequences. As if but it's the way they use that word, as if that explains it.
It's like some Stalinist nightmare, isn't it? It's like, well, obviously you have to go to the gulags. There's consequences for speaking freely,
yes.
For buying jeans.
These are consequences.
For listening to American music. There's consequences. It's like, fuck yourself. That's the whole point of the like. The whole thing about free speech and being able to talk is we're discussing what the consequences should be.
Yeah.
So if you just go, well, it's the consequences. It's like, yes. Could you just expand your brain a little bit, because that's what we're discussing.
Was it consequences for the Stop the Left purge?
I know, yeah.
Oh, how dare you ban people on our side? We're so good and virtuous and lovely. Stop the purge. Just consequences.
They're there doing like death threats and joking about, why don't you go and fucking kill yourself and all that. And then,
I made a point with that
like,
super straight. You saw with me, I never used any hate in conjunction with that tweet. I had death threats, people wishing cancer on me and my family, house fires for us. I didn't indulge in any hatred. I was very careful.
You were sending me the screen grabs constantly.
I was being very careful to just say, no, it's just my sexual orientation.
That's why they didn't like it, because the whole Super Straight thing was all love or just rewriting their tweets with Super Straight put in place.
And all I got was the most vile abuse that they claim comes from everybody else.
Yeah.
But it never has. It's always come from them. Every single fucking time. These wokelets, these fucking useless sacks of flesh, are the most hateful, horrible people.
I've got a good one for you. Do you remember that story that was going around about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, about the girl who's just been kicked out of university in America, or college as they call it, for saying the N-word on a video, and the story went round that she'd sent a video of her saying it to someone else, and this victim, this clever victim, saved it.
Oh, he kept it for years.
Kept it, yeah. But the truth is, it was just a clip of them singing along to a song. But and this is what it's just consequences. There's no cancel culture. Everyone just accepted the story that this person wasn't just singing along to, you know, some rap song or whatever, that they had sent it to them, calling them it, which is a very different beast. You know what I mean? But no, it was literally just a snippet of them just singing along to a song at age 14, 15 or whatever.
Graham, will you do me a favour?
Go on, sir. What?
When I am finally elected to be the dictator of the known world, which we know is inevitable.
It has to happen. Why else would I be here every week, Aidan?
It's got to happen.
Hedging my bets.
When I'm feeding these fucking useless assholes into the mincer, because that's where they're going, just before they go in, would you tell them for me? Listen, guys, it's just consequences. And then push the fuckers in feet first. Okay? Slow speed, please. Nice and easy. Grind them fine. Just consequences. Assholes. Anyway, England didn't want to be outdone. So we've just put a bill through called the Crime Bill. Not the most imaginatively titled of bills, but one big thing in this, by the way, politicians are already saying, no, look, we're going to put amendments into this to water it down. Don't panic. To which my response is, why didn't you do that in the fucking first place? Because I'm panicking. One thing this wonderful crime bill does is, you know that thing called protesting? When you're so unhappy, you need to take to the streets and cause disruption and try and get the government to stop doing something terrible, in your opinion. We don't like that anymore. Now, as Graham rightly points out, the previous Labour government did put a new rule in place, particularly I think it was for London, wasn't it, that you needed written permission to have a protest. And in a very British manner, we accepted that. So we make appointments to protest. But now, with this bill, the police will be able to stop protests because of noise or disruption to the public. That's made my fucking eye twitch. So the police will decide that whether your protest is legitimate or illegitimate. They'll decide if it's a legitimate protest or just disrupting the public, which is the fucking idea of a protest. Jesus wept. It's not to walk politely down the road. It's to protest. It's a voice against tyrannical power, not a tea party. But then even if they say it's, all right, that's a protest. But I'm terribly sorry, sir, that's a bit too noisy. You're going to have a quiet protest. Basically, sit down somewhere. Hold a little sign up. Be very quiet. Don't disrupt anybody, so make sure you're not taking up too much space on the bench. Make sure your placard doesn't get in anybody's way. You bang them in the head, just sit there. Maybe just quietly. Hell no, we won't go. But shh. The police can decide that now. This bill leaves so much leeway for the police to shut down a legitimate protest. Furthermore, it allows ridiculous leeway for the executive, for the Prime Minister and such, to rule by decree. In this country, thousands died for our right to not be ruled by decree. Not to be ruled by an overlord that just says, I've decided that today you're not allowed to wear purple. We fought for thousands of years to take that power away from monarchs. You know, what the fuck? So we've taken it away from one bunch of inbred assholes and given it some really untrustworthy assholes in government. They're going to have the power to rule by decree. And what this has all come from, in my opinion, it's the pandemic, COVID-19. They've got a real taste for it. This has allowed them to accelerate their reach into our lives to a dramatic degree. If you want graphic examples of how this was already working, Posey Parker, the feminist and not anti-trans campaign, that's the wrong thing, but against this trans activism that's getting into it, everybody's lives, arranged a protest. Now the police turned up because it was during lockdown and said, you can't do this. And she said, well, we're going to do it. So they arrested her. And she was asking, well, why can you have these other protests? Like Black Lives Matter, and the police responded, well, they're political. She said, well, this is women's rights. Well, it's not political. Under lockdown, basically rules, they just decided that what's political, what isn't. What's a valid protest and what isn't. Do you really want Plod deciding whether you're valid or not? Whether your opinion matters enough or not? And everybody looked the other way. Because fuck it, right? They're keeping us safe. Yeah. All those rights you cheerleaded when they were taken away. We gave them away. Because they'll come back. After this pandemic's finished and we're all back to normal, they'll give us all our rights and freedoms back. They're just enshrining in law the shit that we gave away to them. And they're going to hang on to it. There is no possibility, no chance, no way we're getting any of this back. We've been marginalised, polarised. Look at where we're at. People hate each other because of whether they've had a vaccination or not. And I don't mean everyone that's had one hates everyone that hasn't. I mean both sides. It's venomous hate. The fact that anybody would consider that people should be forced to vaccinate beggars belief to me, because A, it's none of your fucking business. I'm probably going to take the vaccination. But if you choose not to, that's your business. Good luck. I support you. Because we can't enforce it. I don't care about your over-dramatic tales of killing granny or pandemics slaughtering everybody. None of that matters, because it doesn't override an individual's right to sovereignty over their body. You're supporting taking away someone's bodily sovereignty. Not because you give a fuck about anybody else's granny, because you're scared. I get it. It's fine. But don't be. You'll be okay. You get the vaccination, you'll be fine. You know? Maybe it does exactly what it says on the tin. Lessens chances of getting seriously ill. Good for you. There you go. Can't control everybody else, and we've got to stop this, and we have to stop this right fucking now. Because it's ridiculous that we should be supportive of a government taking away someone's sovereign right over their own body. The one thing that's fucking yours. And we've given it away. The only thing any of us actually own. Taken away. We've given it away because we're fucking stupid. And all of these laws and bills are based around our greediness, our desire that we are the most important thing in the world and everything should just bend around what we fucking want, whoever we happens to be at that moment in time. That's why we've had these ridiculously draconian fucking lockdowns that will kill hundreds of thousands of fucking people over the next few years. Closure of just countless businesses, putting countless people out of work. You're not one iota fucking safer for it. Death is the inevitable consequence of life. They always say, don't they, there's two things you can't avoid, death and taxes. There's just one you can't avoid. Death. Well, I don't want it to be now. You don't get a fucking choice. What if you die of the flu? Or some insect fucking stings you and you discover you've got like severe anaphylaxis and your fucking head swells until you choke. How many people do we lock away to protect a smaller group from death? Now, I don't know how many people would have died if we didn't fully lock down. But I do know, according to government figures, in excess of 250,000 people will die because of lockdown, because of the COVID panic. My mother-in-law was one of them. I know this is going to happen. And I'm not sure 250,000 people were going to die from COVID, because everyone tells me, well, 150,000 people died. They did die. But you can't appear to tell me how. Well, it was a contributory factor. But we've not lost as many old people to pneumonia over the last year. And you can't even discuss it now. Even me discussing it like this makes me a COVID-idiot, anti-vaxxer. I'm neither. I'm pro-choice. You know, I'm pro-choice. I've listened to the fors and against. Now I will make my own decisions as everybody else should. Do it. Do what's right for you. Do what's right for your family. Have the courage of your convictions and go with it. But we've just fucked it all off and given it all away to people we can't trust with these things. Now, this all comes down to hate crime, doesn't it? A lot of the stuff we spoke about, not so much the COVID thing, but we spoke about hate crime, and I'm a firm believer that hate crime is a divisive, ineffectual in what it's supposed to affect idea. It does nothing but promote inequality. We already have laws against murder. And we've spoke about this before. The majority of murders are spur-of-the-moment decisions. The majority. The punishment or the consequence for your crime is rarely considered by a murderer. Because the ones that plan it are usually a little too far gone to worry about those things anyway. But the majority of spur-of-the-moment crimes, you know, no real pre-planning. It's still murder. I'm not sure how saying, well, if you kill that white man, you might get 20 years. Or whatever the tariff is now. If you kill a black man, and we decide that was done because you're a racist, you'll get 30 years. Now, I'm all for robust crime, but I don't buy the deterrent thing, because that does not work. If deterrence worked, we would not have crime. But we do. Hell, in the US, in some states, they fucking murder you slowly for murdering people. People are still murdering people. You create inequality. You sow division. You create problems. You create hatred. That's what you do. Because with these laws, you are telling, for example, a white man that his life is of lesser value. And it doesn't reflect well on anybody. You're telling ethnic minorities that you're special little people that need protected. Don't we just need better laws? Not extra ones for different people. We just need better laws. Because racism is intolerable. Certainly genuine crimes where you're killing someone for their creed or colour is intolerable. What difference to that? To killing for someone because they were, they committed infidelity. Or, it's a woman. Because that's not a hate crime, by the way. If you kill a woman because she's a woman, that's all right. It's not all right, but, it's not hate crimes. It's not a really bad murder. It's not one of the bad murders. It's just a murder, not a bad murder. The problem is that we're pushing for something that's impossible. We are pushing. What we should be doing is striving for equality of opportunity. Everybody has the same chance. And that kicks off another argument. Well, black people don't have the same chance as white people. And then someone will say, well, you do know that, as we spoke about earlier, predominantly white working class males have got less opportunities than fucking anyone else now. But the fact is, we should be striving for equality of opportunity. But instead, what we're actually striving for is equality of outcome, which is not the same thing. Equality of opportunity gives everyone a level playing field to spring forth from, whether you end up in minimum wage work for the rest of your life or become an entrepreneur. That's equality of opportunity, regardless of race, creed, colour, or anything else. Instead, we want equality of outcome. So whereby the opportunity is an irrelevance, the outcome is important. So on that board of directors, we must make them have 2 black people and 1 woman. What if they're not the best people for the job? Doesn't matter. 2 black people, 1 woman. That would be wrong. Well, they didn't have the opportunity. Yeah, so that's what we've got to fix. You're never going to fix equality of opportunity by rigging equality of outcome, because equality of outcome necessitates discrimination. It necessitates marginalising groups of people. It's a never-ending cycle of fuckery that just makes every fucking thing worse. Yet that's what we're striving for. Out of the 2 options. Because that is the easier one to have the band-aid solution for. Aren't we doing well? Aren't we fair and clever? Every board of directors now has 2 lesbians and a transgender person on it. Yeah, but the shit, you can't say that. They have to be as good as everybody else. It's like in school sports days where every kid wins. You know what that comes. The results of that are never good. It's just a bunch of overly entitled cry-baby arseholes. That's what the world is turning into. We want equality of opportunity, equality of outcome all the time, in all things. And that turns very quickly into, you say equality of outcome. I want preference of outcome. I want the outcome that I think's right. I don't care about equality now. I want it to be along my ideological desires. And that's what lies at the root of all this shit, and we've got to stop. Now, let's be honest. We're not going to fix it. There's only, 100 of us here right now? 102, counting myself and Graham. Although he could count as 2 people because he's got a gigantic super brain. And he's put a massive amount of weight on recently. Shit sandwich, dude. Got to take the rough with the smooth.
That's twice today that someone almost said something nice about me. And then it just got shot right down.
But someone said socialism, that was Marmalade Dreams. It says socialism would leave us all in caves. So, yeah, but the thing, when people want socialism, the people that bang the drum the hardest for socialism tend to be people that, A, don't really have a full and rich understanding of socialism and how it works, and B, they don't see themselves as the people working the fields. They see themselves as the boss. Socialism's great when other people are doing all the fucking work. They're never going to fucking roll the sleeves up and join in. Guys, the phone lines are going to be open for a while. We've not got terribly wrong left. If you'd like to get in touch, please, on this topic or any other that you might like to talk about, give us a shout. It's been a bit of a calmer show this week, hasn't it? I don't even think it's the tired thing, Graham. I think it's just the subject matter. didn't feel like one to rant and scream about, no matter how horrible it is.
It was all right, I think. Yeah, no, it was
And
fine.
also, I had a full day of voiceover yesterday.
Yeah, you did. You keep mentioning that. Yeah, you had paid voiceover work.
But actual work.
Yeah, I know. I'd love to get paid to talk.
Well, first of all, there's a couple of things.
I don't know what the problem is.
I'm sure there'd be adverts for someone provincial. And I kid.
I did that once for Rittman, where it was a Manchester music festival, and it was all like Manc Festival for Manc people. Come on, son, and all that.
And did Rittman go?
No, he
I'm surprised he didn't say too mank.
No, he wanted it more mank. I wasn't mank enough the first couple of takes. He was go for it. I had to be a proper stereotype.
Fuck your phone line, do things all online, use one of those idiotic programs, says Richard W. Could you give that another go in fucking English, dude? That's 11 behind. Wink says, just ask the question, what is the meaning of bigot? And ask them to turn the mirror upon themselves. Yo, I do that all the time. They do not understand. They do not understand because they think a bigot is Adolf Hitler. They don't get it. Anyone that calls you a Nazi because you're going, not too sure that you can change sex, isn't going to understand the meaning of bigot. Or certainly the amazing irony of them using that word. Capitalism makes us all wage slaves, says Rajia D. Okay. What about capitalism with social programs? What about that? Or are you a bit of both? Because to be fair, that's been the most successful model so far. We can't have unfettered anything in our world because it just leads to one man sat on a throne watching your children being fucking stabbed to death. It just, no matter which one you choose, if it's unfettered, you get the pure version. Communism. God, Stalin killed like 200 million fucking people. I love it when people tell you communism will set you free. Yeah, dead. Fucking dead. Capitalism is inherently exploitative. Yeah, but what else have we got? Communism? Socialism? I don't want to eat dogs. What? I know it's trending now, all these kids going, luxury communism. What's that? A comfortable cushion while you're shot? It's bollocks. Capitalism is a terrible... I think I'm paraphrasing Winston Churchill, aren't I? Capitalism is a terrible system. But it's better than the other options right now. And also, we don't have unfettered capitalism. Not even close. That only exists in the minds of teenage reactionaries on Twitter. There we go. Also, capitalism is, well, you know, pays for the nice shit for me son, like his Xbox and shit like that. Richard says, all I was trying to say is that even with Skype to use their phone service, you need to pay dollars, and why pay dollars? No, Skype's free.
Yeah,
we've totally just included the phone number if people want to phone us direct. Oh, there's a Skype address there. You just add those and you can call for free, dude. That's how it works.
It's totally free. It's Skype. Come on.
Skype's free from Skype to Skype. It's only if you use Skype out. Which, to be honest, I've used for years anyway. It's a great service. It's the one thing Microsoft haven't managed to fuck up on Skype. Skype out works.
They got close, didn't they? A couple of years ago, it started getting a bit iffy, and then I think Discord and that did so well that it seemed to stabilise a bit.
Before Microsoft took Skype over, it was awesome. Skype was, you could have answering machine messages, telephone numbers were dirt cheap. It was a really good cloud-based telephony service. And then Microsoft got it and just made it all a bit shit. Yeah, Venezuela is way better. I would love to keep warm around a burning relative whilst eating my portion of boiled dog. I don't know what to say about that, really. Smoke Steve said, dude, UK is fucked. Communism is a 9 iron away. Dude, America's not looking that great at the minute either. In some places, they're trying to push through laws over there, by the way. You need to check out where it'll be illegal to criticize the police. For real. And Biden's coming for your guns, dude. You've got a senile old man running the country, don't know what fucking day it is. He's sat there sniffing kids while his dog bites people.
Did Did you see that legal challenge as well that was upheld that New York was bringing back segregation by race? They call it affinity groups, but they were literally separating children by their race.
Oh,
by
that's
their colour,
nice.
giving black kids to black teachers and things like that. And it got found to be in violation of the law. And Biden has literally just pushed. It's just gone. No. And it's so legally, segregation is back in America now. Legally.
By choice.
But it's called affinity groups.
By choice.
Yeah. And everyone's like...
What happened to that wonderful dream that would just be this big melting pot of cultures and people?
Yeah. Who separates the white kids and the black kids as if... and saying that that's going to help things?
This is the weird thing. You know, when I was growing up, because I'm 48 now, so late 70s, 80s were when I was, my formative years and things. And I remember it being far less polarised and isolated than it is now. Yes, there were racism problems and everything else, but do you know what? Everyone seemed to... on a real level, muddle along. You had less ghettoization of things, and we just seem to no, you know what's best if we just keep everybody separate, yeah? But now it's always framed like, we'll keep people away from the dirty whites. We'd not improved anything. Put kids together. Kids aren't racist. They all children should be taught to accept everyone for who they are. That's all you've got to do. You don't have to teach them about fucking trannies and queers and gays and lesbians and this and that. Treat them to treat everybody as they are treated themselves. That's the easiest way. Respect everyone until you're given a reason not to. You can't go far wrong with that. Instead, we're creating all these fucking neurotic people. Separated from this, teach them about shit they don't need to know because it's got to be hammered into them to be tolerant and understanding. You will be tolerant. Fucking hell.
Sorry, we just missed a call. If you could try calling back again. I don't know, it flashed really quickly. But if you could call us back, I'd appreciate it.
Because they were fucking about.
By the way, Aidan, before capitalism, we lived off $1 a day in today's money for thousands of years. Yeah. People were so poor, they didn't have milk, cheese, or real clothing for millennia. Yeah. We live in such insane wealth now. All of us, even the poor, we live in such decadence. And they sit there hammering on because some people are more rich. We live in...
It's the fact that people complain to me about it, and at the bottom of the post I see posted using iPhone.
Yeah, I know. You
£1,000 phone,
idiot.
motherfucker. What are you talking about? You are not poor.
No, people earning under the average wage in this country are in the top 1% of the planet. Poor people are in the 1%. You're talking about 1%ers. We live in such phenomenal... It's insane how rich we are. We're so rich we don't even know. Kings and queens throughout history would look at my life in my shitty little flat and it would blow their mind how wealthy I am. It is insane, this nonsense about billionaires and stuff like that. It is fucking mental. Even the homeless people on the street live better than we used to.
I saw people posting non-ironically today that the NHS 1% raise, which we'll probably talk about next week actually, is wrong whilst Jeff Bezos is not being taxed. And everyone's agreeing. I'm like, no, but here's the thing, Graham. Are we supposed to tax a US citizen? Or did they mean Amazon UK? Because even that shows a remarkable naivety about economics. But they genuinely think we should be taxing Jeff Bezos.
I pay
because
tax
he's the richest man in the world.
I know, it's insane. They're fucking idiots. They literally, the only thing that happens is the prices you pay goes up. You pay it, not him. You fucking idiots.
It's unreal. It's unreal. Cup of Tea says the number you have dialed is not recognised. Please call back again. I'm pretty sure it's the right phone number on the screen there. I'll just double check. Could have fucked it up.
Well, I've not changed it.
We've only got a few minutes now. Anyway, we've not got long, guys. If you want to talk to us, get it in because we will be fucking off shortly. Do not doubt that. Apparently it should be 07830. Oh, fucking hell. 07830 994 878. Is that what it says on the screen?
Yes. Nothing's changed, Aidan.
That's good. It's just cup of tea.
Nothing's changed.
Roger D says there is no democracy in capitalism. No, I'm not going there because this is
No, it's like arguing with a 10-year-old man. There's no point.
because that's it's like saying there's no oranges in pears. Capitalism is a financial system predominantly. And never mind.
I love it as well, that thing. So half the wages on rent. Yeah, some people do spend half the wages on rent. But before capitalism, they had no wages, nothing, no choice, no freedom. The world can get better, things can get better, but pissing on the thing that created the wealth in the first place
Not only that,
makes no sense.
let's go back 100 years. Most of someone's wages was their rent,
Yeah.
paid directly back to the mill owners.
The whole thing, it was just, yeah.
Things are changing. We live possibly the most privileged time to be alive in our history. In fact, it's not possibly, it's a fact.
We got a call, mate.
All right, we'll go into that later. Hello?
Hello.
Who's this?
This is someone from Troll Central.
No one's going to match your username to your voice, mate. What username do you... I'm not calling you someone from Troll Central.
My name is Cup of Tea.
There we go. Super duper. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
That's a chirpy little fucking voice, isn't it, eh? Fucking hell.
I'm only ringing up to say hello to everyone on Troll Central.
Yeah, that's
Like,
nice.
hello, gorgeous George Begonia, Sooties Rehab, Ersatz Mode, but blah, 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 we'll be here all day. Yeah, I'm just ringing up to say, it's weird, I'm looking at you speaking while talking to you.
Oh my God, you could do that in real life if we were allowed to have a meet-up.
Yeah. Last dance. Hey, mate, how's it going? And Mystical Sea. No, I don't do that. I'm just ringing up to talk about feminist fighting and riot squad rioting. Because
Yeah,
I don't know if you...
Was
Go
this?
on.
Are you talking about the vigil at the weekend?
Yes.
Yes, of course. And what was your take on that then?
I saw a load of white middle-class females going down to have a good protest with the riot squad, and they didn't get the shit kicked out of them. They didn't get beaten with truncheons. None of their skulls got broken, and some ginger woman got arrested. Patsy,
The
her name
actress.
was.
Yes. Yeah.
28 years old, an actress and part-time model. She's a part-time model who's 5'2", which is very short for a model. Who, I mean, the whole thing stinks. And I
Did you look into what actually happened that evening? Because if you look at it, what I took from it was that I'm going to have to find the name of the group concerned, but there was a vigil. Okay, it was a
Probably
peace.
retake the streets or something.
No, well,
retake these streets?
Yeah, it's these, isn't it? Because
Not that.
they've raised a fortune, and with everyone thinking it was reclaim the streets.
Yeah.
And it's not. And it's this new group who won't tell anybody what charities all that money's going to. But no, it was Sisters Uncut. There we go. So it looks like there was a peaceful vigil throughout the day, which is what it was meant to be, according to the wishes of the family and everything else. And everyone was fine. The police, everyone was chilled, okay? All the women that were there and the police. And then as it got dark, Sisters Uncut representatives turned up, and a lot of men. A lot of men turned up.
Well, the so-called men.
No, they definitely men. I don't give a fuck about anything else. If he's got a pair of bollocks and he's punching a policeman, it's a man. And then it all kicked off, and it just seems to me like it was another occasion where, you know, something that was honest was then overtaken by professional protesters, people that want to cause problems and get opportunities, and it seems like some people have made a great deal of money off it.
Also, I think that it's been used. I think a bunch of arseholes like the Extinction Rebellion have turned up. They've started a load of shit which has achieved nothing. And now, if you protest, like you've got a legitimate protest, not some middle-class wankers just turning up protesting about, whatever they protest about, some shit. Now, if you've got a genuine, legitimate protest of some consequence, you're going to get a £10,000. You're going to be put in jail for 10 years.
I mentioned earlier about Posey Parker. when they wanted to protest for women's rights and things like that. The police descended upon her, arrested her, took her in the back of a van to police station after telling her that no, it's not political what you're doing. They're deciding what's valid. And that's why we need to be afraid. The police should not be deciding whether your cause is a valid cause for protest or not. That's not their place. But we've given them that power now.
I agree, though. I think Extinction Rebellion sowed the seeds for the beginning of this.
Of course.
Like lying down in front of ambulances and stuff like that, and all those people that like literally missed the death of their father and things.
Well, the guy that died because he couldn't get there because of those milky toast cunts that went down in the mum's Range Rover to glue themselves to the pavement outside Selfridges, should have left them there for the fucking spice heads.
I think that this would have happened anyway, but the pandemic sped it right up.
Massively. No, that was the thing, wasn't it? So now you got the police in a situation as well, because they've been rightfully bollocked for taking knees and riding skateboards and running around with your pride flags and things like that. They've been told, right, no, you've got to start being policemen. And we're creating a perfect storm.
Do you remember the protest last year from Extinction Rebellion when they glued themselves to a train?
Oh, I would have just sent that. You know what? I saw that one. Do not pull me away from this because I'm glued to it. I would have just said, right, he's on the platform. There's about 150 yards of platform. Start the train going. He'll get off that train before it gets to the end one way or another.
He's very lucky these people don't understand. You've got people who want to go, they've been working all day, they want to go home and see their families, stopping the train to save the planet. That guy's lucky not to get beaten to death.
Do you remember the guys that were dragged off the top of the train?
Yeah.
Fucking right, come on, mate, down you get. Why would they stop people using what is a far greener service?
And you've got white, rich, middle-class idiots. And the guys, the genuine people, I'm from London, I'm a Londoner, yeah?
I can tell.
It's like, I don't want to be racist and stuff, but you had a lot of big black guys there who are furiously angry because they've worked all day and they want to go home and see their kids. And some prick turns up, glue themselves to the train. They'd smash one of them got the shit kicked out of them. Did you see that?
Yeah, quite rightly. Tough shit. Consequences, mate. We spoke about those earlier, didn't we? Consequences.
That's the thing. I think it's being used. I think if I was Dominic Cummings, and Dominic Cummings is a very smart guy, and if I was Boris Johnson, I would use these Extinction Rebellion type idiots in order to push forward what I would want.
And that's exactly what they're doing, yes. That's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest.
Anyway,
my idea in Manchester, though, when they glued themselves to the floor, the police had to come out with the medics to use the solvents that dissolve the glue or whatever the fuck it is to do. My idea was just leave them. Leave them because late that night, all the homeless people on Spice would find them. And oh, crikey, they would get up to Dickens. That was my idea because they wouldn't do that again. But nobody listens to me, cup of tea.
If they glued themselves to the floor, that'd be a very bad mistake if I was there. It's like your pants would come down and there'd be some problem for you.
Oh,
yeah.
Cup of Tea recommends bumming Extinction Rebellion protesters. Well, I'm glad you shared that with us.
If you glue your anus, I wouldn't put it in there. I'll put my glue in your anus. Anyway,
it's been great talking to you, Cup of Tea.
Yeah, mate, no worries.
Thank you.
Got my phone number. Give me a ring.
Yeah, you can count on that. But thank you for sharing your other sexual assault fantasies with us. We'll catch up.
Get fucked. That's what I got to say as well.
Okay. Good night. Thank you for calling, dude. Nice talking to you. Take care. Now that was Cup of Tea showing how well adjusted he is. I'm from London. You might not know. He's fucking ill. Cool, blimey. Fuck that.
Couldn't place it until he said how so, Aidan. I couldn't place it. I was like,
I love the way he got excited over certain words. Some huge black man. Huge!
I like the way that was one of them again where he said, I don't want to be racist. He didn't say anything racist. He just said black men.
Not even remotely racist.
No, not even slightly.
Quite the opposite.
I do that.
Hard-working black men that want to go home to the families. Yeah, so that's not racist.
That's not racist.
But they were huge! Oh, bless, Cup of Tea. Ersatz Mode says don't drink on camera. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, do you know what? Do you know what? He was asking me about that 2 bloody years ago, and he was going, Richie Allen doesn't drink on camera. And then I put Richie Allen's morning show on, and he sat there with like he has like cans of Monster or
And a banana sandwich.
And he's there. Richie Allen's going, I love these. He's on camera with the mic going, I love these, I love these. And I'm like, oh, go fuck yourself.
It's not professional.
It's
trigger warning. It's not the news. This is not television. In case you haven't noticed, I am not a cultured newsreader. We're way over time. Raji, I'm sorry, it's 11:10. We have been in this building since 9 o'clock this morning. Should we take one more call?
You don't have to apologise. There's no missed calls or anything. You don't have to apologise.
Right, okay.
There's nothing there.
If you want to call in next week. We'll open the lines for longer and we'll have more of a chat with people. So we just had a lot to cover.
Smoke Steve's getting on it and all over it. No one's calling, so he needs to calm the fuck down, to be honest.
Yeah, Smoke Steve, calm the fuck down. We're sick of your shit, dude. Take it fucking easy. You and your ginger fucking beard. Take it easy. Fucking ginger people, you see, they get a chip on the shoulder. He needs to calm down.
Nice pubes, though.
Sorry?
Nice pubes. Ginger people have nice pubes.
What, fire crotch?
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Is that fake? Yeah.
Yeah.
Please call in next week. The more calls, the better. But when I say the lines are open, call in. Don't sit and put it off going, I don't know if I really want to. I don't know if I really should. I don't know if I really should. You should. You definitely should. In fact, one week we should do a show that's just calls and just sit here in silence until people call in. Would you be one of those weeks? Nobody will call in. That's fine. Just...
I'd be up for the brutal silent hour, fuck him. See who blinks first. I can do this all night, but to 11 at least.
All night till 11.
Till 11.
After that, I've run out of steam.
Still on the couch when I get home.
Well, that's next week, guys. Anyway, listen, Saturday night, do check out Smoke Steve's International Pub right here on this channel. Sometimes Graham drops in really, really fucking drunk. Sometimes I drop in. It's a cool place full of really cool people. Lots and lots of stuff to talk about. Do drop in there. And he's a very, very genial host. You will enjoy yourself there. That's 11 p.m. UK time. Don't go changing it for your fucking daylight saving times. If you're going to fuck around with your time zones, you deal with the consequences. But anyway, it might be 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock. I don't fucking know. Saturday night, keep an eye out. If you subscribe, which you should have done by now. Come on, guys. Subscribe and then touch the bell. And you'll know. And that will be super. We'll be back next Thursday at 10 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. Eastern time with daylight savings. I think, was that right?
Just Google UK time. That's all you need to do.
Proper time.
What time is it in the real world right now?
In the first world. Yes, so until then, guys, have a great time. Keep in touch at Graham Booth on Twitter. I'm at Hayden Hewitt. Give us a follow, have a chat. Keep in touch, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.